This one is called The Tunnel. Once upon a time, in a frontier town, the brash young son of a warrior named Doku, desiring to experience more of life after the death of his father, left his rigid and regulated circumstance and embarked on a long journey towards the capital. He was an agile, strong young man and highly skilled in sword fighting. Halfway to the capital, he came upon a large estate on the periphery of a prosperous town. The estate holder, Esquire Zavon's first wife, had died suddenly at childbirth, leaving behind a squalling son. The property was enormous, with many fields surrounding it that constantly needed tending. The historic mansion, perched on a hilltop, supported a large household. As Zavon was always away on business, he'd been forced to remarry in haste, acquiring a seemingly competent spouse to run the groundskeepers and the household staff in his absence. Doku, carrying exemplary credentials, had no trouble securing the recently vacated position of a head steward. Unfortunately, during the course of his stay there, he became enamored of the beautiful young wife of Esquire Zavon. Doku was a fetching young man with a fine physique that before long caught the eye of the young wife. Once when Esquire Zavon was away on business, Doku chanced a clandestine meeting with the lady in which he professed his deep affections for her. She was an easy conquest, and the two became instant lovers. The squire, however, returned unexpectedly early from his recent trip, and so the illicit affair was exposed. Confronting the enraged husband, the culprit Doku slew the outraged Zavon in self-defense. Faced with this dire circumstance, and facing certain death, the two lovers ran away. Always on the run and with scant options for his survival, Doku became a highwayman. His skill was unmatched, and any resistance was swiftly squashed. The spoils provided the couple with many luxuries, but still it was never enough for the former wife. Greed dulled the appeal of this once beautiful woman, and her demands by degrees caused Doku to grow increasingly disgusted with her. Finally, he left her and resumed his journey, but not to the capital. Eventually, he settled down to a frugal life in a remote frontier town at the base of a mountain, where he became known as a solitary mendicant. As he matured, he felt increasingly remorse for his past sins. Ghosts regularly haunted his dreams, calling for him to atone for his crimes, particularly the felony that had started it all. Finally, after all this soul-searching, Doku's thoughts centered on the dangerous cliff road over the mountain and the countless souls it had caused death and injury to. "Yes, I shall do it," he nodded resolutely. As his atonement for all his past crimes, he resolved to cut a tunnel through the mountain. He knew it would be a most ambitious feat, but he desperately needed to accomplish a good turn that may in part eradicate some of his sins. End of part 1.